Welcome to Copenhagen. Thanks for dropping in. Hope everybody is doing well. Today I am unboxing Samurai from AliExpress. Okay, so for people who don't know about AliExpress, they are a huge company, but the products aren't actually from AliExpress. It's more like an umbrella name. A lot of small companies sell under AliExpress. There are probably thousands and thousands of different sellers on AliExpress. So when you buy a diamond painting, if you search for diamond painting, you'll get a lot come up, but they aren't all from the same company. So I have bought from AliExpress before, and I thought I would just give it a try again and see what turns up. So this one was ordered from Shop4275018. Not the most convincing name for a diamond painting company, but we'll see how things go. So this is how it arrived. It isn't in a tube. It may look like it's in a tube. It isn't in a box. It isn't in anything except a black bag. That's what it looks like. It looks as if they've just put it in a black bag and they've taped it from head to toe with tape. So I've never had one packed like this before. I'm not sure how well the canvas is going to survive it, but there's only one way to find out, and I think I'm going to need a very sharp knife to get started in this. Try not to cut the canvas. Not exactly user friendly, but it's definitely tight. Okay, I can see they've it looks like they've got bubble wrap underneath this. Which is a bit better than my initial impression. It felt as if the canvas was underneath it, but it is bubble wrap, so that should pad it quite a bit. This is a lot more effort than it should be. This is the thing about buying from random companies. You have no idea what to expect, but that's why I do it, to give people an idea of what they can expect from different companies. And as I said, just because this one company on AliExpress packs their stuff like this, it doesn't mean they all do it. So that's why seeing things like this is an advantage, because you get a sort of heads up on what you can expect. So this diamond painting is called Samurai, and it is a pretty big one. So that's the outer layer off. I think the easiest way is going to be to cut down here as well. Try not to cut the drill bags, that could be a nightmare. I'm messing up my mats, man. Well, it's well packed, that's all I can say. Definitely well packed. I noticed that the sellotape is yellow, which makes you think it's been sitting on the laptop for a while. I'm just trying to get in as quickly as I can without damaging anything. So you can see the drills are in the small 200 bags. Okay, I can already see this is not going to be the best one I've ever done. Okay, I've got it out. So you can see the canvas is rolled around a foam insert, which is good, but it hasn't really done its job because there's a nice dent there. So that's going to mark the canvas. They've taped it as well. We'll have a look at that in a bit. So I'll have a look at the goodie bag, or in this case goodie bags. They have two. So we've got two bags, which I'm pretty sure will be identical. So we have the pink pen, standard diamond painting pink pen, single placer, no multi-placers. So we'll have two pens, we will have two trays. The standard basic tray, it's got the nozzle on it, which is a little bit better than the green trays that sometimes come, but it does have the angled sides, so when you're working on your diamond painting and you accidentally touch the side, you flip your drills all over the table. So that's something to be aware of if you're new to diamond painting. If you have a tray that has angled sides, try not to bump it. Easier said than done. So that's the tray. It's square drills, so we get tweezers. These are the absolute basic, pretty flimsy, made of tin almost. They normally need a little bit of tweaking to get them to work properly to grip the drills, but they do work if you're patient enough. So basic tweezers and a big piece of pink wax and some okay, the number of bags varies from company to company. We get five bags, so we'll take it. We've got 5 in this one, so we've got 10 bags, which is not really enough to put all these drills in. I'll just move this to the side. So that was the kit, times 2. So 2 pens, 2 pink wax, 2 trays, 10 bags. And then we have the drills. I see they've actually got them in 2 separate bags. The thing that I want to check was the key, to see how many colours we've got. So this is the image, Samurai, and we have 39 colours. So we have 10 small resealable bags to put 39 colours in. Now these are the smallest bags that you can get. They hold about 200 drills in each bag, and it means that you have to cut every bag open. If you don't have any kind of storage system, what you're going to have to do is either get some kind of storage system or cut these bags one at a time and work one bag at a time. Not the best. In fact, I did a video about the packaging of drills, and I called it the good, the bad and the ugly. This was the ugly. I'll put a link up for anybody that's interested in the different ways that companies store the drills. But as the customer, as the user, these bags are the worst. You have to cut all of these bags open to get the drills out. You end up with a big heap of plastic, waste plastic. If you're new, thinking that you're just going to open it up and start a diamond painting and then opening it up and finding you've got this, can be a big disappointment. I'm pretty sure it could actually put some people off, because there's quite a bit of work to be done before you even start diamond painting. So it is AliExpress, that's all I'll say. Lots of bags to check, that's the other thing. What you have to do is go through your list. So you'll see they have drill number, that is the DMC code, which is a standard way of numbering colours. The one that I normally talk about is 310, which is black, which is these ones here. So you see in the bag it says 310. If you see a DMC code 310, it's always black. Just like if you see a DMC code 608 or 809. This is the other thing with these bags, it's not quite sure when you get a single one what way do they go. So there is a 608 and there is not an 809, so it's 608. So that's the bag like that. So you have to go through all of these on this sheet. So I just picked this one up, 608. So they're in numerical order. I look for 608 and it says one bag, so that's correct. You can see that somebody has checked it, but you should always double check. So what I would do is I've got 608, get a pen, and this is before you even start opening anything. 608, one bag, correct. So I would check that and say, yep, got it. Then I would have to do that with every number. So for example, black, I need to count 84 bags. So I need to make sure I've got 84 bags. So you have to sit and go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, up to 84. 33 bags of 613, 66 bags of 842, 43 bags of 3864. So it takes a lot of time to sit and just count, and then hopefully by the time you've finished, you've checked all of them and you've got everything. If you don't, you have to contact the company and tell them that you're missing whatever it is and how many bags you're missing. I've never had to do it, hopefully I never will. How good the company is going to be from AliExpress, customer service, I'm not sure, but when the store is called Shop4275018, I am not very confident. So this can be the downside of buying from companies that are cheap. Customer service can be pretty much non-existent. The packaging can be pretty poor. What we call proper diamond painting companies would take more care in how they package things, because they want to make sure that their customers are happy, and sometimes it's worth paying that a little bit extra. If I contact them and tell them I got it and it's bashed like this, I'm doubtful if I would even get a reply, to be honest. Whether they would send a replacement or not, I don't know. So I'm not going to go through all of this. A lot of checking to be done to make sure they're all there before I do anything. But as I said, this is what I consider to be the ugly of drill packaging, because it takes a lot of time to go through, and especially if you're totally new and you don't have anywhere to put these drills, you're going to have to work a bag at a time, which is tedious to say the least. So now the big moment. This sellotape, as I said, it looks yellow, so it gives the impression it's been taped up for a long time. Which takes me back. It used to be that most diamond paintings were like this in the beginning. It's double-sided adhesive, so it's not poured glue. which means there's a good chance it's going to have air bubbles and ripples and things in it. I'm just cutting the sellotape. It's been a long time since I've had one like this. The biggest problem is going to be this, because this is going to affect the canvas. But I have had some before that were really bad, and I took time to fix it, and they did actually work. So you never know. Also depends where the creases are, but this is right in the picture. It's not as if it's at the edge. So double-sided adhesive, I know that because we have the white cover. Double-sided adhesive is basically like double-sided tape, but very thin and very, very sticky. And in the manufacturing process, it's pretty common to get air bubbles trapped when they put the adhesive sheet down, and then you have to fix it. So I'm just unrolling this to get the insert out. So this is the foam insert. You can see the foam's been bashed. Not that surprised, considering it wasn't in any kind of box or anything. It was just bubble wrap. It's just one of these things. So we have creases down here that will go all the way down the canvas, and because they've got sellotape on top of the cover, I need, oh, it's actually coming off easier than expected, but I need to take this tape off first. Okay, so just need to check the other end to see if there's tape on that. I don't think there is. Nope. Okay, this is going to be fun. I'm going to get everything out the road here, because I'm going to peel this cover back and expose the glue, so I don't want anything accidentally touching it and sticking to it, especially paper. If you accidentally drop your key, the sheet that has all the symbols and stuff on it, if you accidentally drop that on the glue, it's going to destroy the paper. So you don't want that to happen. So when you're exposing a lot of glue, you want everything away from it. And if you've got pets, you're going to struggle not to get some cat or dog hair on it. Okay, so the way that they've done this one is it's two strips. You have a strip here, I can see a join going down the centre. So what I'm going to do is, I'm just looking at it. What I'm going to do is flatten the canvas, because if I don't, this is what happens. If I just put it on the table, that's what it wants to do. I'm on a tilted table, that's why it's sliding. But this is what the canvas wants to do. It wants to curl back up into the shape it was in the bubble wrap. So what we have to do is get it to flatten out, and there is a relatively easy way to do it. The bigger the canvas is, the more difficult it is, just because it's awkward. But the principle is the same, whether it's a large picture or a small picture. It's just this is going to take a bit more effort, just because of the size, and you're trying not to touch anything with the glue at the same time. So the way that I do it is, it doesn't matter if it's the top or the bottom, but I'm just dropping the bottom end over the bottom of the table, and the first thing I want to do is find out if there's an overlap here. I think there is, and it looks as if the left hand side is over the right, so what I'm doing is just bringing up the cover, and then the glue is underneath. Now you need to make sure that you don't accidentally pick up the glue. You're not likely to do it from the centre like this, it's more in the corners. You can quite easily accidentally lift up the glue, and as you peel back you're peeling the glue off the canvas. You don't want to do that. So in fact I'll start it in this corner just to let you see what I mean. So what I'm doing is just trying to work the cover up till I get a corner, and then I peel it back, and then what I do is I get it back a little bit, I touch the paper to make sure it isn't sticky. If it's sticky, it means that I've accidentally pulled up the glue and it's sticking to this and not the canvas. If that did happen, you just put it back, press firmly on it, press it back down, and then try again and go back and just gently. What I do is, I'm not even using a nail, I just flick it with my finger until it starts to come up, and then peel it back. Once you've got a start, you know that you've not got the glue, that's the main thing. You lay it down, and then if it's like this, a lot of times it's one big sheet. If it was, you would go to the other corner and start to lift that, then you would work along. That doesn't look good. A little bit of tape or something, shouldn't have been there. It's actually on the glue. Now it's stuck to my finger. And yeah, it's little pieces of sellotape, that's what I'm seeing now. So I don't want any of that getting stuck in the glue either, because that would stop it being sticky. So you can just start at the corner, work your way along, or if it's like this, you could start this one and then work this back. And what you're doing is you want to get it so you've got the whole thing. Just take your time, there's no rush. Actually the glue looks pretty good, to be honest. I don't see any air bubbles in that part anyway. But you can see the shine, that's the glue. Sticky, sticky. So then what I do is move it up a bit, and then I peel it back to just over halfway. I'm aiming for just over halfway. There are air bubbles, you can see them now. You see these lines? That's air bubbles underneath. I'll talk about that in a bit. So peeling it back, I'd say that's probably halfway, just a guess, doesn't really matter. But so put that back, stop anything sticking to it. Then what you do is turn the canvas around. Remember what side it was you were peeling up. And again, you've got the same problem, it's trying to curl, so you get it flat, and it's actually crisscrossed here, but I'm going to move this back a bit so I can get the one I want. As I said, you're unlikely to accidentally lift the glue in the middle, it's more the corners, you pick up the corner of the glue. So just getting that started, and then same thing, go to the corner, flick it up, peel it back, touch the paper, not sticky, so the glue is where it should be, so that's fine. Put it back down, work along. Just be gentle when you're doing this, because you can tear it and it makes it more awkward to try and do. So get a decent amount, hold the canvas, peel the paper back, and just keep going until it goes slack. It goes slack when you pass, well, in fact it was just there, I went way past half. It goes slack when you get to the part you've already lifted, and what we're doing is releasing the tension in the canvas. So if I let you see it now, you see the side that I've done, sitting flat. The side that I haven't done isn't. It's still trying to curl. So all we've done is taken the tension out of the canvas, and that's what makes it go flat. So it's a really quick way to flatten the canvas. You don't have to put it under a mattress or put heavy books on it. All you have to do is peel this back halfway, put it back, turn it around, peel it back over, and then same thing. So again, making sure I've not got the glue. And just keep going till I feel it. Oh, I forgot, I haven't done the other side, so I won't feel anything. So halfway, this is the first part, put it back, cover the glue up. The reason that you don't pull the whole thing off and put it back on is it's awkward to try and get it back on and cover all the glue. It's easier to peel it halfway, put it back, halfway, put it back, and then it's done. If you peel it all off, it can be really awkward trying to get it back onto the glue without having gaps where hairs and things can stick. So, just same thing. It does help if you've got some nail. So get a decent hold of it. Get it up a bit, I think. Get a decent hold. Peel it back. Just keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going. And that's it. You probably heard that. It just suddenly goes slack. So we went as far as we need to go and put it back down. And now you can see the canvas is flat. And then if you turn it around, again the canvas is flat. So if you get a diamond painting that has double-sided adhesive, and you know you have double-sided adhesive because you have this, you don't have a clear sheet. Poured glue is different. It has a clear layer, a very thin clear layer. You won't get air bubbles and wrinkles and things in that, and that's why I think everybody prefers the poured glue. But again, depending where you buy, you might end up with something like this. Now you can see, or maybe there's ripples all the way down here. That goes all the way down the picture. If I peel this back, it actually isn't too bad, to be honest. Not as bad as I thought it was going to be, but I'll go up a bit. I don't want all that glue exposed. But the problem that we've got now is air bubbles. So you can see this silver line. This is air that's trapped underneath the glue. So if you diamond painted over the top of that, when you put the drills down, it might look as if they're sitting flat and everything's okay, but what will happen is over time it'll lift up again because the air is still underneath the tape or the glue, and it has to go somewhere. So if it's underneath there, it's just going to lift up. The drills will sit on the glue, but they'll be lifted up, which means when you walk past the picture, you'll see drills, you'll see lines, because those drills are sitting at a different angle from the drills around them. So you'll see all these little lines going across the picture, which doesn't look very good. So what to do with these is, I would need to put it down on the table, but I'm just going to explain. I have done videos before showing how I fixed this. So what I would do is put it down on the table and with a very sharp craft knife score along the air bubble, And basically all you're doing is you're cutting the glue, but you're not cutting the canvas. You don't want to cut through the canvas. So you're just, it has to be a sharp knife. You just score along the air bubble. That splits the bubble open, the air gets out, and then the glue will go down. When you put drills on it, they will sit flat because there's no air cushion lifting them up. So what you have to do basically is go over the whole thing and tilt it in the light and look for things like this, these silver lines, and then basically slice them all. It does work. I had a very, very bad one from Wish. The whole picture was covered in air bubbles, and I took my time and went over it and cut all the air bubbles, did the picture, and when it was finished you couldn't even tell. So it does work, but it takes a lot of patience to sit and do it. If you're totally new to diamond painting, you probably don't want to spend all this time sitting cutting air bubbles and not being sure how hard to press and all that sort of thing. But at the end of the day, if you can get the air bubbles out, the finished picture is going to look much, much better. Okay, so to be honest, I'm not surprised that I'm having to do this. Again, it's a company that isn't really a dedicated diamond painting company. So we have the thumbnail, we have the key, which shows the DMC codes and the symbols. We'll have a little look at the print quality. So I'll just peel this back again. And what we're looking at is, we're ignoring any air bubbles and things at the moment. All we're looking at is the quality of the print. Is it easy to read? Is it faded? Is it double printed? It actually isn't bad, to be fair. It isn't bad. So I'm just having a look over the section that I've opened. Yeah, it doesn't look bad. The air bubbles are an issue, but they can be fixed. The wrinkles aren't quite as bad as I thought they were going to be. I don't think they're really going to be much of an issue. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to pull the covers back so we can get a look at the actual picture. I'm not going to take it completely off though. There's no point because you can't see the whole thing anyway. So this is the top, but we'll get an idea of the image. I just don't want to drop it. So this is the image. Basically samurai warrior in silhouette. We've got some Japanese symbols down the side. I can smell the glue. It's a pretty strong smell, but again, it's AliExpress. There's not much more I can say about that, but to be fair, there are some companies in AliExpress that actually aren't too bad. This is one of the basic ones. I feel as if I've jumped back a couple of years at least to this glue. I remember the smell. It used to be, when I first started, this was pretty much it. This was what you had to do every time. Things have changed. The production processes have improved. The quality has improved. It isn't as bad as the Wish one that I got a long time ago, but it does definitely need work. Overall though, I think once I fix the air bubbles, it is actually going to look okay. I'm surprised because when I first opened it I thought, oh, this is going to be bad, but not as bad as I thought. So that was Samurai from Shop4275018 on AliExpress. What can I say? it definitely takes me back. I remember when most diamond paintings were like this. The thing is, I have had experience of fixing this sort of thing quite a few times, so it isn't really a big deal. If you're totally new to diamond painting though, I think it could be pretty daunting. You're not really sure what you're doing. How much should I cut? Is this an air bubble? Is that an air bubble? Peeling back the cover. The thing about that is just be very slow. Take your time. There's no rush. Just be gentle. Check the cover when you start peeling it up. Just check that the cover isn't sticky. If it is, the glue sheet is actually on the cover and not on the canvas. Put it back, press it hard, and then try again. Just take your time. As I said, I think most companies now are starting to switch over to poured glue, so you don't have any of this problem. You know you've got poured glue when it's got a clear cover on it and you can see the picture. If it's got an opaque cover like this, you know it's double-sided adhesive. Didn't come in a box. It shows. I was actually very surprised that it wasn't worse than it initially looked. Those little creases, if I turn it over and on a low heat on an iron, I can maybe get that better than it is. As it is, if I do the diamond painting, you will see, depending where you stand and the light hits the drills at certain angles, you will see that little wavy bit where the canvas is a bit iffy. Ideally, when you're diamond painting, you want your canvas to be totally flat and then it looks uniform. Any little dents or raises, just move the drills that little bit so they shine a bit different from the ones around them, and it makes these lines stand out. So not as bad as I thought it was going to be, but it does need a little bit of work. So if you're used to diamond painting, you would probably not really have much of a problem. The only complaint would be the amount of time that you spend fixing it before you actually start. The kit, basic kit, nothing out of the ordinary. Pink pen, tray, pink wax, nothing special. Again, wasn't expecting anything special. It is enough to do diamond painting. Basically, you have all you need. But the trays, be careful. They will tip over, and you will learn over time. The more you tip the drills over, the more you'll be aware and try not to do it again. The print quality was actually surprisingly good. I mean, not the best I've seen, but definitely not the worst. Again, one in particular that I got from Wish was just so bad. Everything was so bad. But as I said, I persevered with it. I took my time, and it actually looked okay when it was finished. But the amount of effort and work that went into it, even reading the symbols, was difficult. It took a long time because I was trying to get it as good as I could get it. And it wasn't a huge diamond painting. It took a long time. Again, if you're a beginner, you don't want all these problems. You just want to try diamond painting. You want things to be nice and easy. So AliExpress is definitely just taking a grab in midair and seeing what you get. I would definitely recommend it if you're thinking about starting diamond painting. Go for one of the dedicated diamond painting companies, not a company that's just numbers. There are quite a few decent companies. Have a browse, go and join some diamond painting groups on Facebook. Talk to people, ask them, who would you recommend? You will get different recommendations, but it's really up to you at the end of the day. And I know that people go for things like this because they're cheaper. It doesn't always mean to say it's better because it's cheaper. I still feel I was kind of lucky with this. It could have been a lot worse than it was. You spend that money, you spend the time, you put it up in the wall, and you might always have those wrinkles that you're looking at and thinking, oh, I wish I had got something a bit better. But at the end of the day, it's up to you. All I'm doing is sort of making people aware of what to expect from different companies. And this is the lower end of quality. Not really bad, but definitely not really good. So that's it, pretty much. Yeah, it's going to take a bit of work. I'm getting lazy now because a lot of the companies are just improving all the time. This isn't one of them. So that's it for today. Thanks for watching. If you would like to see more unbaggings, unboxings, comparisons, reviews, anything diamond painting related, please subscribe and hit the notification button. In the meantime, take care, be safe, and wash your hands.